house of random, I wouldn't say useless, but just random stuff.
Alaska, and you're going to Chili's to sit down with the fam, and a goddamn robot pulls up and tries to serve you. You're like, excuse me. I'd like to be a gallon of milk that expires, maybe the 23rd, the 24th, instead of, maybe the 15th, the 16th. You know what I'm saying?
What is up, everybody? Welcome if you're new, or I guess welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name would be Evan. You can call me E, Ev, Red, Captain Redbeard, Big Red Bastard, Red Rob Zombie, Dejin Dustin May, fucking Ritz Jr. We go by a whole bunch of names. But what is up, everybody? Welcome. Not gonna lie to y'all, it's pretty late as far as recordings go. It is basically 9:45 Tuesday night. So it's Tuesday, July 23rd at 9:45. Not ideal. Was planning on, I don't know why I keep thinking of doing these outdoor videos in fucking July in Arizona. I don't know. I mean, probably because I can't. I'm trying to think of new backgrounds and new environments for the podcast as well for doing the weed tube. And I had an appointment earlier today, and I wanted to get up. It was like an open-ended kind of thing. It wasn't set for like a hard time, but I wanted to get up at like 9 or 10:30. Excuse me. I want to get up at like 9 or 10:30 so I could knock that out, and then, because I didn't work till 3 today. So I was like, all right, bet I'll take care of this. I'll wake up at like 9:30, 10:30, go take care of it, come back, bang out. I want to do a weed tube video and record this in the park today. Excuse me. But it ended up being, it wasn't, I guess, extraordinarily hot compared to the rest of the week. It's still fuck you hot, but it wasn't overly fuck you hot. There were days that were hotter earlier in the week that I wanted to record, but I ended up getting up at like noon, a little after 12, and then I can't remember if it was today or yesterday. One of the days, I basically woke up, went out into like the living room, or what we call like the Arizona room, open, look at the glass. Or I didn't even open. I just looked outside in the backyard, went, yeah, I'm good, and then just went back into my room. So I guess with better time management, I could have banged out a video today, like the podcast and then the weed tube. But it was a combination of actually being outside today. It was kind of hot, and then not waking up till fucking noon. Thankfully, like I said, it was like an open-ended thing, and I didn't work till 3. But it was more just personally. I was like, fuck, I want to get up so I could do that. But I took care of the appointment. Amazing time management. So basically, by the time it's like 20 minutes away. So by the time I get there, I pull up in the parking lot, and like another car pulls up like right before I do. But it was weird because they weren't in front of me in traffic. They just kind of like GTA spawned and then like pulled up in the parking spot. Anyway, come to find out, there's a sign on the door that said closed for lunch from 12 to 1. So now I was like, oh fuck. And it was at that point it was like 12:40. And I'm gonna be honest, gamers, I had to shit so bad. It was one of those ones where, oh, my pizza's done. It was one of those ones where you don't realize you have to go to the bathroom until you are already like out the door, right? But let me go check on my pizza real quick. I didn't even feel like I had to go to the bathroom or know I had to go to the bathroom until I was already out the door. Then I get there and I'm like, fuck, dude, like I gotta shit. And we're way over like on the industrial side of town. Like there aren't like restaurants. I think there was a bar next to us, but it was like one of those like I don't know what you call them, like breweries. It was like a brewery, so it wasn't open, but it was like a alcohol place. They had like a patio. Anyway, I was like, "Fuck, dude, I gotta shit. I don't really feel like standing out here waiting." There's like another like couple, like the people that pulled up in the car before me. They were waiting outside. They had read the sign. Then I walked up and read the sign. I was like, "All right, fuck this. I'm gonna go home. By the time I come back, lunch will be over. Whatever." So then I come back, and at this point, I was already running behind. At this point, I got there maybe at like No, later than 1:30 for sure, but not 1:45. Between like 1:30 and 1:45, I pull up. It's open, but then it's at the tail end of the first people that had gotten there at that point like an hour ago. So in the meantime of me getting home, taking a shit, fucking around, realizing, oh shit, zooming back over, right? They had been there the whole time, and then by the time I opened the door, it was them towards the end of, I guess, the transaction, if you will, or the interaction. So they're like, yeah, you're at like the tail end. I was like, oh, bet. Cool. I'm like, yeah, you had some good timing. I mean, he just pretty much got here like 15 minutes ago. So that's a fucking L, because I even checked my phone. It was after 1:30, and you're telling me buddy pulled up in like 15 minutes. Dude's cool. No beef with the dude. But like, my guy, if you got like an hour to fucking go to lunch, do we really need to push that to like $1.15, $1.20? I mean, there's food joints, right? Don't get me wrong. There's fucking 10 minutes in any direction. You can go find some bomb ass, probably some Mexican food or whatever kind of food, right? Fast food, McDonald's. Like, it's not that there aren't options around where we are, but we're on a more industrial side of town, like just over past the freeway kind of shit. And Buddy took over an hour fucking lunch. Granted, maybe he didn't pop the sign directly at noon, at 12. Maybe he was dealing with somebody and then was only, maybe it was like a 12:30 or 1:30 kind of thing. But like the sign posted on the door says closed from lunch 12 to 1. And like I know pharmacies and shit, they're on their strict timing, on their strict schedule. Like they'll be closed from time to time, but hey, when it's time past 2 minutes, past a minute, then they'll be there. So anyway, that aside, got that taken care of but by the time that was already done, I didn't leave there probably until like fuck, bro. How long was I there for? Probably like maybe leaving by like 2:15. So I probably spent like 30 something minutes there, which is crazy to think because it didn't feel like that much time, but now I look back at it, there's definitely a lot of me like being on my phone and just kind of staring at the wall and shit, just waiting. Um but yeah, by the time I got done with the appointment, it was already after 2, and then it was going to be 20 minutes to get home. So by the time I got home, it was pushing almost like 2, no, maybe not 2:30. Yeah, no, it was pushing like 2:30 maybe by the time I got home. Because, yeah, it's like 15, 20 minutes depending on traffic. So, all of this to say, I had horrible time management and I wanted to have taken care of that beforehand so that by noon, by 1, I could have been recording the podcast, doing a WeTube episode. Because I wanted to go to the park and record both. I just haven't done that yet. Mainly because of weather, but fuck it. If my schedule lines up, I know on Thursday I locked in with the TTV Fall Cargo. Make sure you check out twitch.tv/Fall Cargo. I know we locked in with the homie over there earlier today talking about Thursday. Yeah, Thursday after I get off, we'll do a WeTube video and like blow down. He's like, dude, you gotta let me in on that. I was like, fuck yeah, bro, of course. I'd love to have people on my shit. So the WeTube video will be on Thursday, like recorded Thursday, come out Friday or some shit like that. We'll see. But then I could probably talk to him tonight because we'll also be streaming twitch.tv/Eelsauce, which if you haven't been tapped in the stream, today's day 176, I believe. 176 days. So we're almost coming up. We're just shy. This weekend will be wait a minute. Oh my god, I just realized. Wow, and my timer goes off at the same time. I just had an epiphany. I just realized my scheduling. Because I work Monday through Saturday, 6 days mid, but on Saturday I work 8 to noon. And that, I believe Saturday the 27th will be day 180, 6 months of streaming every single day. So we'll definitely do something gripless for that. Let me pull the pizza out again real quick. Working on Thursday, we'll lock in a WeTube video because Nate Fall Cargo, he said, he's like, bro, I already got a spot, like a smoke spot. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Because the last video we did was back in February, and that was fucking when the weather was a lot different. But it was also a wash video. So I'd love to do like outdoor shit, session with the homies, all that. But yeah, I'll talk to him tonight. about running up, because I'd love to do either. I mean, fuck it, we could probably do all three different ones. But I love to go in one of three directions of either being outside, like in a park, for example, do an episode like a park by myself and or with other people, then also doing a Discord podcast with other people. So that's like the different avenues. Like I could do solo park or solo outdoor podcast, and then guest podcast outdoors, and then guest podcast on the Discord. So I'll talk to everybody about it and see who wants to. Because I know Stancy talked about being like behind the scenes, more of like production, I guess you'd say. But I mean, there really is no production. It's just the fucking. It's a tripod, like a $5 tripod camera, and then an iPhone 8. So, and this microphone. That's the only production there is, and it's all bloop bloop, turn on, Bluetooth and shit. So, but yeah, I'd love to tap in with the gamers, have people on, do. So that's probably what we'll do. The most feasible would probably be the Discord call instead of having to have everybody meet up like one time. Because Discord, I mean, fuck, we play games, fuck around, all that kind of shit. So I can definitely be like, all right, boys, let's fucking set a time, whatever the fuck. I'll record it. We'll make an episode about it, whatever. And we'll do that. Because I love this. Don't get me wrong, I love this. But I am trying to. I'm getting ideas and stuff, so I want to do in my head, and the creative juices are starting to flow. Again, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the only thing I could think of to do before and what I was doing before. But I'm just all the ideas for videos and shit. It's like being outside, doing shit outside. In Arizona in the summertime, in July and August, fuck, even sometimes in September. Not very pleasant, not very fun. So we're kind of also working around that of like having these ideals of like, fuck, we'll do this, and then realizing by the time my degenerate ass actually gets up, it's hot. It's probably like 100 degrees, 100 and some change. So it's like, fuck, dude. And the shade's only like 20 degrees. If there's a breeze and there's shade, then it's like 80 something, which is more tolerable. Dry heat, no humidity. Thank fuck. I wouldn't, oh, fuck humidity. I'd take dry heat over humidity any day. But yeah, the ideas I have for upcoming content, I'm like, fuck. It's a matter of doing it and then doing it when the weather's right. Which one of those things I can control 100%. But the other, not so much. But I can coincide the first one with the second one. But yeah, so honestly, I know I've been singing for the past like 2 weeks, but this upcoming episode, next week's episode, will be either outdoors or with somebody else or Discord. We'll do one of those. One of those will happen. They will. But yeah, we're just here chilling. Also, it's Wednesday. I was thinking about maybe because I had the weekend off, Friday through Sunday, and I did not utilize my time well at all. Like on Sunday, I woke up at 9 p.m. So I want to get back to like the Sunday, Monday posting, but at the same time, I don't know, something about Wednesday doesn't feel too bad. Maybe because it's like halfway through the week, but no, I think I'm going to try and just go back to Monday uploads. Because I just get distracted and kick the can, and then just here we are recording Tuesday night, uploading Wednesday, you know. But hey. We were in a similar circumstance a couple weeks ago, but I didn't even upload. I was like, fuck it, man. It's already Tuesday or it's already Wednesday. Fuck it. I'll just record an episode this weekend. So at least this time we're here in the stew doing it instead of just being like, all right, fuck it, we'll do it next week. But also kind of silver lining of waiting, or not necessarily waiting, but some shit's happened that otherwise we would have talked about in next week's episode. We can talk about this episode. But before we get into the main events, let me go check on my pizza here. Yeah, let me go check on the pizza, make sure that's all good. Okay, from here on out, I promise no more distractions. No más distractions. Okay, so, as I was saying previously, one of the benefits of kind of waiting, I keep saying waiting as if it's happening on purpose. One of the benefits of I guess not posting initially is shit's been popping off on the weekend, which kind of makes me was putting another point towards Wednesday. and like waiting till Wednesday to do shit. Look. So we have quite a few developments, new stories, old stories. Let's see. Yeah, just like magic. Okay, so let's see. We'll start off with, I guess, the one that's more important. Holy shit, Joe Byron dropped out and endorsed Kamala Harris. That's fucking crazy. I love how one dude gets shot and then one dude gets COVID, and then this dude's like, yeah, I'm chilling, and this dude's like, I gotta drop out. I mean, I'm glad. Fuck, I wish they both drop out. That'd be fire. If they both drop out, that's something I could smoke on. I could smoke on they both drop out pack. Yeah, okay. So, so this was posted a couple days ago. For 23 days, President Joe Biden insisted on pushing forward with his re-election bid in the face of calls for Democratic lawmakers and donors for him to step aside. Okay, so there's already calls for people for like, yo, dude, be chill. Because I didn't even watch, like I said in the previous episode, which is kind of funny that we're going into it, but I mean, it's big topics anyway. But I knew this year being an election year was, and knowing who at that point, what the main options were and who the candidates were, I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck about whatever news cycle, political stuff, whatever is going on. So I didn't even watch the first debate that they had. If you put a gun to my head and you're like, when was the presidential debate in 2024? The first one, I'll be like, February, Kang. Like, nah, I don't fucking know. I have no clue. So but I remember hearing through that of not watching it, but I hearing people be like, damn, dude, like JB looked horrible. Like that was bad. Like Trump's looking really good now. So I guess there was also those rumors, or not rumors, I guess those rumblings within the Democratic Party. So early Saturday, Biden told senior aides it was full steam ahead for the campaign, but by later that evening, he had changed his mind following a long discussion with his two closest aides. Steve Ricchetti, who has been with Biden since his days in the Senate, drove to see the president at his house on the Delaware Shore on Friday. Mike Donilon, we'll call him Mike Donilon, arrived Saturday. Two men, both of whom had been by Biden's side during key decisions about whether to seek presidency in 2016 and 2020, sat at a distance of the president, still testing positive for COVID. That was the other thing, too. That part I did know. I was like, oh, Buddy's getting clapped with Ronies. And, like, how old is this fucker? Like, he might actually fucking, rip. He might rip a Roni from COVID because, like, he's just, not everybody's built like that type shit. But I guess he was already kind of Fruit Loops at the debate, and then him catching COVID also, like, fucked it up. And present damning new information in a meeting that would hasten the end of Biden's political career, in addition to presenting new concerns from lawmakers and updates on fundraising operations that had slowed considerably. They carried the campaign own polls, which came back this week and showed his path to victory in November was gone, according to 5 people familiar with the matter who, like others interviewed for this article, were granted anonymity to discuss private conversations. Damn, so they even had him behind closed doors, like, damn, you know it's bad when your own team, your own boys, like, looking up at you like, yo, chief, here's the numbers. Not looking good, bro. He looks at him. Lose? Every which way till Sunday. Ah, fuck. All right, dropping out. Now it's making more sense. Now, who would have thunk you get more information about shit from hearing shit, and all of a sudden it starts making more sense, huh? Who would have thunk? The only other people with Biden in the residence when he arose Sunday were First Lady Joe Biden, 2 other trusted aides. At 1:45, he noted a somewhat larger group of close aides that he decided the night before to end his quest for another term, reading his letter and thanking them for their service. Wow. A minute later, before any other campaign and White House staffers could be notified, he posted a historic letter from his campaign account on the social media site. On social media site X, Twitter. The announcement shocked the political world, almost immediately flipped the narrative around. Biden, his own party, after 3 weeks of deriding him privately as an isolated, deluded lion in winter, dragging other Democrats down with him, was showering him with loving attributes, praising his record, career, public service, and selfless decision they put. Yeah, no, see, that's how they always do you. That's how it's whenever the people get what they want. It's like, oh, you aren't doing what I want? Fuck you, suck my dick, I hate you. Then you do what they want. They're like, oh, I love you so much. You're the best. Look at you. You did everything right. It's like, motherfucker, 3 weeks ago, you told me you wanted me to die. And now you're telling me you named your first kid after me. What the fuck is going on here? Nah, we don't like that shit, Chief. We don't play those games. We don't play those reindeer games. Boo, drop down. Fuck you. You suck. Drop out. Whoa, thank you for dropping out. You're awesome. Love your career. You're a really good politician. You dementia-riddled bitch. Drop out. Well, you have the best cognitive memory I've ever seen. Oh, it's goofy. It wasn't that the president had grown tired of the drip of defections from within his own party, although he had. Rather, it was that Biden himself was finally convinced of what so many other Democrats had come to believe since his poor debate performance last month. He couldn't win. So that's what it was. Damn, that's really what it was. So him getting clapped at the debate, and then him getting Ronies, and him being fucking 5,365 million years old. All of those finally, and then through the brain rot that is being that old, it's like, wait a minute, I should give up. What am I doing here? Why am I trying so hard for this? Like, dead ass, bro. And I'm not saying this in light of, or in lieu, or in spite of the most recent events happening to 45. But, like, goddamn, especially in Joe Biden's case, like catching COVID, like, is this motherfucker going to make it another 4 years if they are elected? Like, these people, and it's not just these guys, like Trump and Biden, just the people in general I'm going to rant about later if I get to it. But just in general, why do we have so many old people that are running the country that make so many important decisions about our lives and the futures of our families and our loved ones? Why are these people double, triple my age? Like, okay, maybe a little bit of cap. No, not a little bit of cap. Holy fuck. What is this bitch, like 70 something? If this motherfucker is 75 or 77, he is literally triple my age, which that is fucking disgusting. I shouldn't be running the country, and somebody triple my age should not be running the country. This is fucking crazy. How old are these fuckers actually? Oh no. Oh no. How old? 81! Are you fucking me? Am I 15? Are you fucking me right now? Motherfucker was born in 1942 in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I didn't even know Scranton, Pennsylvania existed. I thought that was some fairy tale shit. I thought that just existed because of The Office, bro. What's next? Bikini Bottom's real? No, I'm just kidding. That one's real too. 81? Fucking pack it up, Jack. Fuck you for even trying to run again. The fact that you won because you weren't Trump in 2020, and even barely just by that. But fuck you for then thinking, nah, double it up, double Dutch, back to back, I can do it, brother. Fuck you. 81? You're more than triple my... Oh. Motherfucker was born in 1942 in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Y'all motherfuckers make me sick, bro. 78 for Trump? Can we not, bro? Can we not? Can we not have people that are 80 and pushing 80 running this shit? I know it's not just the one dude press a button. Like, there's a lot of chain of command and a lot of different people and little guiding hands and whatever the fuck. 81 years old. 78 years old. You are too old to be the fucking president, bro. I'm gonna be ageist. I don't give a fuck. You should be too old to be president. You're too old to drive. If you are of body and mind, cool. Live at home. Otherwise, go to a shitter senior home. There's no fucking reason you should be running this country or having anything to do with anything important other than what do I want to eat for breakfast? That's the only thing you should be worrying about. Oh my god. I'm gonna look up another motherfucker. How old is Mitch McConnell? 82 years old. 82 years old. Mitch McConnell is 82 years old. These people are ruining my life, and they're not even going to be here in 5 years. I fucking hate it here, bro. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Why is motherfucker 82? Oh my god. What's the what's the average age of Congress? Sure. I guess we're technically getting younger. The median age of voting House lawmakers is basically 58 years old, down from basically 59 years old from 2021 to 2022. Or no, but then the Senate. Fuck off, bro. The Senate's median age, on the other hand, is 65 years. So you're telling me the average age of the motherfucker that's in Senate is 65 years old? That's a problem, bro. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. That is a problem. Why, bro? Why? And I guess we'll get into it now with the ageism. How old is Kamala, bro? Okay, she's 59 years old. You know what? If we're playing this dumbass game, I'd rather have motherfuckers with a 5 at the beginning of their holy shit, at the beginning of their number for their age. It was like the first number for their age, then 7s, 8s. I mean, I know she's technically 59, so being 60 in her presidency, whatever. But even, oh my god, what are we? Can we just, can we do the same thing on the other side? I don't even know what's on the other side. Everybody's old on both sides, but like, is there a fucking MAGA like Kamala? Is there some jack off median age 45 to like 50 something? Can we get these? Can we get people that are dead ass half the age of the people that are currently running or trying? Like, God damn it, bro! What are we doing? Why? 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 Who set this up like this, bro? I guarantee the founding fathers and like old heads of like former proto democracy in America would like they would just hear like it'd be a little squire boy would be running down to them with a scroll or like a book newspaper writings of the shit we're doing now, and they'd read that and be like, this is not real, there's no way. Hear ye, it is found out the average age in the Senate is 65, 65. Looking like, Pa, am I going to be 65? No, you're not going to be 65. You'll die way before then. Like, what are we doing, bro? This is actually no wonder politics has turned into such like a clown show over the past like what 8 to 10 years. Like honestly, it feels like since Obama, that was kind of like the last, and even his second presidency kind of got cartoony. But I don't know, bro. The past few presidencies on both sides have just felt so cartoonish and so nonsensical, and have gotten so I don't know, just like caricatures of themselves. Like there's just a lot of crazy shit going on now politically. And you look back fucking 10 years or look back to like the 2012 like elections and shit like that and presidential debates, and it's just like completely different. It's it's weird how the shit's escalating, and I'm not a fan of it personally. Not really here for the crazy escalation in politics and policy and making these crazy laws against this group of people and these crazy laws over here and fucking doing this like that. Regardless of whatever side that you choose to be on or not to be on, this shit just regardless as a human, this shit's getting crazy. Like as a person, as a human being, this shit's crazy. Like name literally anything that you would be comfortable letting an 82-year-old person do. Go ahead. Go ahead. I wouldn't want an 82-year-old person at Subway making my sandwich. That just feels sad because it's like, damn, what are you doing here? Also, knives and shit. I don't think anything outside of a Walmart greeter. And even then that's depressing because holy fuck, you should have been able to retire by now. Why the fuck are you still working for Walmart? But 82 years old, 81 years old, 78 years old. What are we doing, bro? Why are we? And I'm even so ageist. Like I think at a certain point you should just straight up not be able to drive anymore, bro. Like especially as somebody who's born and raised here in Arizona, growing up with snowbirds and all kinds of travelers and all that kind of shit. Holy fuck, old people, y'all are like the worst. Not even. No, you not I was gonna say like, no, you are the worst. Most of you should not be behind the wheel. 8 times out of 10, when I'm behind the egregious fucking driving behavior and I go to pass and I look out of just sheer bewilderment of like, who in the fuck is doing this? Like, this dead ass has to be some chat GPT on the road right now. Like, is this point one for another tally for simulation theory? Like, there's no way a human being could drive like this. And then I look over and it's a fucking 411, like dogs weigh, like half the dog breeds on earth weigh more than this fucking grandma, scrunched behind the wheel like it's a fucking monkey bars on a chopper, going 30 in like a 45. And it's like, what are we doing here, bro? Why you should not drive. Driving is a privilege. You should have that privilege revoked. I know you're supposed to do, you know what, that's the crazy thing, because Arizona, similar to Florida, has a high population of elderly people. And I only realized this or found this out talking to people from other places and growing up. Because again, here it was normal. Theoretically, if you're a good boy, right, you don't fuck up, you're a good boy or a good girl, theoretically, in the state of Arizona, you can get your license, you can get your permit at 15 and a half months, get your license at 16 years old, right? Full license, all that. You would not have to renew your license other than for, I guess, like turning 21 or whatever down the line. But with good behavior, make it sound like a prison term, being a good boy and girl in the state of Arizona, you can get your license at the age of 16 and then not have to retest again to get your license until you turn 65 years old. So you can drive for almost 5 decades, picking up who knows how many different kinds of habits, good or bad, and you won't even be tested to get your license until you are AARP age, until you are old enough to become the President of the United States of America. Sorry, not sorry, that's a huge fucking problem. And I didn't find out until talking to other people, like, we'll say California. It's like every 4 years. I'm like, it's like, yeah, every 4 years after a certain point or whatever the fuck, then yeah, after. How hard is that? And I know it's because living in Arizona and the old people, they're the ones that give a fuck about laws and regulations, and they're the ones that make the laws like that. They have literally bent and made the rules and laws to help benefit them. So you have where you don't have to renew your license like until you're 65. And then fuck, I don't even know if there's a thing after you're 65. So theoretically, I think you could maybe do 2 tests your whole life of driving, and that's it. When you're 16, and then again when you're 65. That is fucking crazy. And with the amount of horrible, horrible, horrible drivers there are, it makes me even more just like, oh my god. Like, I'm, throwing a little ableism in there too. Like, what the fuck are we doing letting handicapped people drive? What is your handicap that you can't walk or you can't whatever, but you can drive? I'm sorry, that's a 2,000-pound fucking weapon right there. I don't want somebody who can't like physically control all of their body to be able, like, that's dangerous. That's scary. I have a coworker who has epilepsy. She doesn't have a license. She can't drive because at any point she can fucking tase out behind the wheel. That's understandable. But some of the driving, of these people that are disabled or have disabled tags. I'm like, why the fuck are you allowed to drive? If you are disabled enough to get to a point where you are societally recognized for it, why the fuck are you driving? Get a shuttle service. Get a fucking Uber. There should be a governmental program already set up to help you, like they have with old folks' homes and taking all the old people to like the grocery store at one time. Like, I don't want to see you pop open the fucking front door of your Honda Odyssey and then hobble, and then you're just, oh my god. And if the disability is because you're a high calorie human being, that's like even worse. Like, that's actually crazy. Like, can I get disability tags because I have like mild depression and fucking ADHD? I have a doctor's note, took medication for it. Like, if I can claim disability for these things that I can control, that are within my ability to control, but also fall under a mental category depending on the person. Fuck, can I have something that I didn't have control over that does impact my life as well? Can I park in the front of a store? Like, what do we... I just, maybe, you know what it is? The equivalent of people that just have their dogs, like their pets, and then pay like $15 online now, like their service dog or whatever the fuck, and now they can take their dog, whatever. I have the same gripe with those people as that section of people in the disabled community. Because there's not to say that there's disabled people that whatever the fuck they need to drive or can drive, whatever the fuck. Sure, there's legitimate reasons for that. I'm talking about the motherfuckers where it's just you are the disabled parking in front of the store equivalent of somebody who just went paid $15 online, got a dog collar, and now they're bringing little fucking Poochie around everywhere because, oh, he's a service animal now. Man, fuck you. Honestly, where's my service dog at? Where's my fucking disabled tags? Like, this shit is getting out of control. And then the actual disabled people, which in my opinion would be elderly people that are a danger to themselves in society while behind the wheel, they're fucking farting around town, no problems. So many problems, so many issues, and just why can't we just fucking? And again, it's because these fuckers are the ones that control, or not control, but help contribute to making the changes that enable it to be that bullshit. Like, fuck. This is why it's important that people that are younger than I, and old, a little bit older than I, like, this is important. Why we need to get into it. And I can understand. I had a similar attitude being younger, like, oh, I don't give a fuck about politics, and oh, I don't give a shit about voting. Oh, I can't even blah 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 blah. Shit's important, bro. It's important, and you only find out how important it is until something like, oh, you lost your right to be able to do insert thing here. And then you're like, wait a minute, wait. I thought, yeah, well, the only way that we can impact change and do shit, unfortunately, with the fucked up system we have, is right now through the system, because there's nothing big enough outside of it to change it outside of it. So what we're stuck with is fighting it from the inside and making change from the inside instead of trying to fight it from the outside. So as much as I was apathetic and didn't give a fuck about voting and, oh, who gives a shit about whatever, I feel very proudly, and my family was also very cool proudly, we helped vote and made recreational cannabis come to Arizona. So when they voted, I believe it was back in like 2016 or something like that. I wasn't able to vote when they made it medical, but the state made it medical, and then in like 2020, I think they made it. They voted for it to become federal. Holy shit! I wish made it just recreational. So now it's to the point where, and it's crazy because a few episodes ago, and I hope you're doing well, Teach. I don't know if you'd ever see this, but I hope you're doing well. If you do see this, my plug moved away to fucking Alaska of all places a couple months ago. He was the dude I had been getting weed from pretty much for the past, whatever 2017 is until now. Whatever that time period is, he's pretty much like the only plug that can. I had other people I go to on the side or whatever when he didn't have something, or I was already smoking on what he had. But he was the main dude for a long time. He moves away. Now it's like, oh, fuck. Well, since Arizona has been legal now at this point, I, as an adult, can just go to the weed store and buy weed. Get great weed that I know is good from the weed store, whatever. Point being, point of the tangent, I helped do that for myself without even realizing later on, and not just myself, but obviously other people as well, just by reading the ballot, reading what the fuck they're for, spending like, I don't know, 20 minutes. I think for me, it takes more time to read what the different props, like the main important shit, you guys. Yes, obviously, like presidential and big thing. The main really important thing is local. Local, local, local. Pay attention to what's going on at your local level. Like I'm talking your city, your county, your otherwise, I guess, your state. That's where you can immediately have the most impact and most, not necessarily seen impact, but it's shit that will directly, it literally is your little shitter community. So instead of like being like, oh, some Hollywood politician over there will just won't see me as a number, they don't give a fuck about me. Meanwhile, we have all these potholes in the city, right? And then you have somebody running for fucking mayor or whatever in your city. And one of the things is, hey, I want to fix the potholes. Let's fix the potholes. Vote XYZ to fix potholes, whatever the fuck. You help enact them into office. And then boom, now all of a sudden, 2 years later, it's like, oh shit, the potholes are fixed. We have nice roads. The infrastructure is booming, right? It's little things like that. Because he was a doomer for a long time, especially teenage into early 20s, earlier 20s, very doomer, black pilled, and just very nihilistic of like, well, it all in the end doesn't matter anyway, so who gives a fuck. But in more recent years, my harder shell, my more spiky exterior has kind of smoothened out and become less spiky and less hard to now where instead of taking, and it really was just reaction of getting negative information and feeling like there was nothing I could do with it. Whereas now, take in the negative, but then realize what we can do about it to make yourselves feel better. Because I was doom pilled for a large part of just knowing a lot of fucked up things that I felt like I didn't have any way of fixing or being able to help. So I know this fucked up shit exists, but there's nothing I feel like that can help me. Perfect example, pollution and plastics and all that kind of shit and recycling. Like it feels insurmountable, like, oh my god, the amount of pollution out there, like, oh, and it makes you, at least for me, it just kind of makes the walls kind of cave in and everything just feels overwhelming. I'm just like, fuck, dude, like this is fucked. It's probably microplastics in my blood, like people in the future, like we're fucked. I'm just kind of spin out. But now I take the approach of like, yes, those things are going on, but there's all other people as well as myself on the individual and on the macro level are doing things to change that. What's something that we on the individual level can do? Here's a big one. Difference between plastics, metals, and cardboard. Okay, I'll let you in on a little secret. Most plastic isn't recyclable, and what I mean by most plastic is that unless it specifies on it or has like this nerdy ass code, which even then that got fucked over by big plastic or big, I don't know what you want to call them, but basically the reason why recycling is so convoluted, and a lot of places, I don't want to say a lot, some places you have to like charge more, you get charged, or like they charge for even recycling to begin with instead of just trash. So most plastic isn't recyclable, isn't reusable. So what happens is you throw it in the recycling bin, you think you're doing your part, and then it goes off to the plant, whatever, and then they cycle it and then they just throw it away. Which I guess that's even more doom pilled from their aspect because they don't even have that like placebo of, oh, well, I'm putting it in the magical blue bin, so therefore to go magically where it's supposed to. Like, no, these people are literally like trash, 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 trash to everything that everyone thinks is recyclable. What truly is only recyclable is metals like tin and aluminum. So wash out your cans, like your tuna cans, shit like that. Cardboard, but only clean cardboard. So pizza, for example, fuck you, Domino's. Your pizza box is not recyclable. If you're the container, your cardboard container has like oils in it, again, the big thing being like pizza, wing boxes, whatever, if there's oil or something saturated in the cardboard, it's no longer recyclable, so they're just going to throw it in the trash. So what you can do is, pizza boxes, that's a rip, those aren't recyclable. But hell, your Amazon package, that's recyclable. The plastic probably from your Amazon packaging, that's probably recyclable. Your tin cans, recyclable. There's a great program at work that makes me feel a lot better when I drink a lot more disposable water. But they fill up like a 5-gallon bucket, like a Home Depot bucket of just like bottle caps, all different kind of bottle caps. And that transfers somehow and pays for a chemotherapy treatment for a kid in Mexico. That's fucking fire. So you bet. I keep forgetting to bring it in. I gotta put it in my bag, but I have a Ziploc sandwich bag full of different bottle caps and shit from soda bottles, water bottles, all that bullshit. So we can convert those. But this tangent to say using recycling as an example is that you can take something that seems overwhelming and or is even something that doesn't affect you immediately. Like, oh, why do I give a fuck about a giant patch of garbage in another side of the world I'm never gonna see, right? Well, why you should is because a little bit of empathy, but also like it's not 1714. It's not you look off the horizon and it just drops off. There's nothing like it wraps back around and comes back around. So like you fart in one room and then think you can escape because you're walking to another room. Like nah, b that shit's just gonna. We're in this enclosed system, so it might not directly like nobody might be in your face about it, but like it impacts and has an impact on other people. Point being, there are things that we can do to enact change, even on the personal micro level, that have ripple effects that can help. That with politics and the tangent, it might seem like, oh, well, this is hopeless. The two-party system, it's an old guy versus an old guy. Why even vote? Who gives a shit? Well, I would hope from the past 8 years, people would realize, or even the past 12 years, of just the difference of how different the world can be depending on who is in office. Obviously, at the big scale, there's obviously a tangible difference, but even down at the local scale, if it feels like, shit's just off, look down at the local scale. Just look at what's going on in your city, what's going on in your county, and especially around election times, look at the ballots. I've even Googled some of the names because I'm seeing all these names like, who the fuck is this person that wants to be sheriff? Who the fuck is this person that wants to be treasurer? And I look it up and I look up their thing. I'm like, oh, ain't no fucking way I would let you do that. Either civilian, like, I'm not voting for them for that. Oh, not voting for that. And then on the flip side, it's like, damn, they graduated the same high school I went to. They did this and they went to that college. Holy shit. Boom. Shit like that. So then you're like, oh, wow. Now, like I said earlier, now I helped, not me, as in it's all me, I did myself, but me, my family, and fucking, I think a million other some people at just the personal level helped now change legislation to where Arizona has legal cannabis, recreational and medicinal. And shit like that impacts my life and is something that I care about. And it's shit like that that we can do to help enact that. So just in the same way that these elderly people made it so that they could that you only get tested when you're fucking 65 and that's it. And whatever points beyond that, I'm not sure we could, of course, politicians involved, but especially at more of a local level, there's people that give a fuck, and more of a people that give a fuck because again, it's their own backyard, it's where they live, it's the communities that they are in contact with, or the communities they came from. Of course, at a certain point, especially presidential and senatorial and all that, and congressional, like, and no matter how small town you like to act like you would be, you're fucking Hollywood, bro. You're in DC, you're fucking. You're not thinking about the 3,500 people from bumfuck Fucktucky or whatever, right? But I guarantee you, Billy Bob Joe Thornton, who's running to become mayor there, he gives a fuck about you. He gives a fuck about the 3,500 other people there. And with your voice and your power, because that's the beauty of this country, that we have the ability, just one person, each person has a say, granted with certain restrictions and whatnot, but each person has a say, and with that say, we can get together and we can make shit happen. But it's crazy to think that we had him, that Joe Biden dropped out, and now Kamala Harris is going to be the VP, is now the running mate. And it's interesting because I was watching, I think the other day I was watching, just scrolling Instagram, and I follow a couple like history pages and stuff like that, and it's really weird how history kind of, I guess, not necessarily repeats itself, but maybe kind of like predicts itself. And I forget what president it was, but it was Buddy in 1989. President 89, Garfield, some bald white dude, I don't remember. Wasn't Nixon or anybody. But anyway, this little girl's ask him that like some conference thing, this little girl asked him like if he thinks like a woman will ever be president or if a woman can be president, blah 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 blah. And the long and short of it is that he basically explains the situation that we're in is that he could see in the future or at a point in time where a presidential candidate would have a vice president, that vice president would be a woman, In his example, it's not the same. In his example, the president dies, so then they step down. Then the vice president steps up, and then he could see the first woman becoming president that way, and then opening up the floodgates for future women to run. And then he joked at the end, or remarked at the end, and like, "Oh, watch out, boys! Like we're in trouble then," kind of thing. So it's interesting how long ago was that? 35 years ago? That, give or take, yeah, no, I think it's spot on. Yeah, like 35 years ago. But he predicted basically what would happen now, where we had somebody president pick somebody as the vice president, but then they're unfit, so then that person steps up and now has that ticket. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kamala's like fucking smashing it too. Like, didn't she fucking I think she had her donation thingy was like Blue Records or whatever the fuck. Uh, Endorsement. Because I was reading, or I saw like a newspaper thingy. Yeah, okay, a day ago, Kamala Harris presidential campaign raises nearly 50 million. Yeah, Harris raises nearly 50 million after Biden endorsement. That's crazy. I don't even know what that means, but like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a political dude. I'm a dude that gets fucked up and has a podcast and streams online. I'm like very little tapped in, but I don't even know what that means. Vice President Kamala Harris has secured the support of enough Democratic delegates to become her party's nominee against Republican Donald Trump, according to the Associated Press survey. As top Democrats rallied to her in the aftermath of President Joe Biden's decision to drop his bid for re-election. The quick coalescing behind Harris marked an attempt by the party to put weeks. Okay, yeah. So they're trying to. Yeah. Oh God, we have just over 100 days until election day. That's gross. Oh fuck. This next 3 months. Don't worry, guys. I'll try and not have it political unless it's like big shit like this. Like, I don't know, one dude getting shot at or the other dude dropping out. Other than that, forbid that. It'll be non-political stuff for the rest of the year, hopefully. But like I said, this shit just leaks out, and like this is just big shit. This is outside of America, bro. I guarantee there's people in fucking, I don't know, Bangkok probably talking about, like, you see fucking 45 got shot, you hear fucking Byron's down, like, this shit. It's big shit that impacts. I know people are like, "Oh, I don't talk about politics, and you don't talk about politics," but it's like, bruh, it's literally this shit is unescapable. It's not a belief. Well, I mean, it is a belief, but it's a belief that goes outside of the individual. Like, no matter what side you're on or whoever you whatever, those choices and actions ripple to everybody. So it doesn't matter if you're on the purple side or if you're on the green side. Ultimately, whatever happens, it ripples out to everybody. So that's ultimately why we're talking about it now. It's not because we're have any stake in it one way or the other, but just objectively, this is a crazy time to be alive. One dude gets shot at, the other dude drops out. Woman vice president, now becoming potential first woman president. Woman running against Trump. Like I said earlier, fuck it. Have 45 drop out. Throw in a dude that's some young dude against Kamala. Let's have it real fun. I don't fucking know. Like, get these old ass motherfuckers out of here, bro. I'm not trying to have that shit. We've been having old ass people for far too long, and it's just. I'm tired of smoking on all this mid old pack, bro. It's just. No me gusta. Okay, so yeah, I don't even. Oh my god, I don't know what the Democratic delegates means. Okay, the survey is an unofficial tally as delegates may vote for the candidate of their choice and the party picks its new nominee. Under current party rules, a candidate will need support of 1,976 delegates on the first ballot of that vote to win the nomination. So she needed 1,976 for the nomination, and as of today at 2:30, she had 3,100. So I'm not a mathematician, but she had a lot. Um, so I guess that means she becomes president. Yeah, she's raised nearly 50 million after Biden endorsement. Her presidential campaign raised 49.6 million for her presidential campaign in less than a day after President Joe Biden dropped out of the race and endorsed her as a Democratic nominee. Holy shit, that's crazy. That's crazy. Da, 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 da. Oh my god. No, okay, so this is the one I was seeing. Holy shit. No, this is the one I was reading earlier. So yesterday, 1:30 in total, okay. Smashing fundraising records of the Democratic Party's donors, big and small, opened their wallets to the vice president in the intermediate aftermath. In total, Harris's team raised more than $81 million in the 24-hour period since Biden's announcement. The massive haul, which includes money raised across the campaign, the Democratic National Committee, and joint fundraising committees, represents the largest 24-hour sum reported by either side in the 2024 campaign. Harris's campaign says the largest single-day total in U.S. history. The historic outpouring of support for Vice President represents exactly the kind of grassroots energy and enthusiasm that wins elections. Hours earlier, Future Forward, the largest super PAC in Democratic politics, announced it had secured $150 million in commitments over the same period from donors who were, quote, previously stalled, uncertain, or uncommitted. Damn. You know what? Holy shit. This is actually, you know what? Damn. All right. Tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat. We're, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into the weeds. This is all theory, okay? We're getting deep into the weeds, all right? Logic's back there, reason's back there. We're just getting deep into misunderstanding. All right, all right. Now that we're all crackheads here, what if, follow me here, what if Republican deep state plot set up Trump to not die, but set up Trump, Mike Tyson's the ear, gets a little clippy poo, survives, iconic photo, flag, CIA, or whatever the fuck they're called, Secret Service, flag, Secret Service, all that, historic picture, right? That like boosts Trump, huge boost for Trump, right? Huge boost, right? So then that's like, all right, GG's, he's gonna win the election. So then the demon rats, the Democrats, they turn around, right? And then they look at it and they're like, wait a minute, fuck. This guy looks like he's better than gold right now. Like, there's no way. How are we supposed to beat that? Whisper in JB's ear, like, JB, drop the fuck out right now. Because, going into this, Trump versus Biden, especially with the polarization and how people's opinions are, yeah, like I said last week, I think with 45 getting shot at, that would bolster and probably give him the chance to win the election. But now with Joe Biden taken out, which I would argue is probably not the biggest, but just PR wise, like the biggest sore thumb in for people was Joe Biden in the Democratic nominee. Like the people that didn't like Trump didn't like Biden necessarily anymore. So then there's this kind of weird thing where it's like, yeah, I don't like that guy, but that guy also sucks. So it's like, fuck, lesser of two evils. I don't think people necessarily like Kamala more, but I mean, even me as a voter, like, yeah, right now, I'd probably vote for Kamala over Trump just based off the fact that she's not almost 80 years old. Again, politics aside, policy aside, I'm going to be ageist when I go to the booth. I don't want somebody. There's almost a 20-year age gap between the politicians. That's huge, bro. That's huge. Fuck, that's huge. I know she'll be 60 or whatever the fuck, but like, dude, motherfucker is 78 years old. Oh my god. Yeah, no, right now I'm like, all right, young person. I don't even, like I said, fuck Trump. Put in another young person. Then it'd be a real battle. Like, ooh, young versus young. Ooh. Because right now I'm just going like, where, like how I vote with my wallet and I could just buy wherever shit's the cheapest. I'm voting where the age is at, bro. Wherever the younger of the two candidates that, whoever, let's play the game of whoever's the furthest away from 80 wins. So if you're fucking 59, but the buddy you're playing against is 78, you win. I'm voting for you. Next pair of candidates, you're fucking 48, and the next dude next to you is fucking 73. GG's. I'm going with the 48-year-old. Like, let's step down from being old as fuck and making and running shit, you know? Because again, I mean, we don't even really politically, I don't think we really know shit about Kamala. Like, where the fuck has she been in the past 4 years? And that's another thing that's kind of refreshing in a way, is that, like, I don't really know anything about her in the way of, like, you haven't been annoying, you haven't been, like, affecting my life, I haven't been seeing you in the news all the time. Like, you've just been pleasantly away, but you're still known enough to where it's like, I'd be interested to find out more about you and what's going on, which is what's happening here. So, tinfoil hat still on. They set up 45 ultimate martyrdom in order to secure the election. But then the Democrats look at that and they're like, fuck, JB, drop out, put up Kamala, someone younger, who's a woman of color, has a lot of things going for her. I mean, VP of JB didn't really fuck up too bad. I mean, Mike Pence also, it's not like he did anything crazy. He's just fucking there. But no, now if before it was Biden versus Trump, I would think it was probably skewed like that. Now that being Biden, or now that being Harris and Trump, I think it's right back down to here. Because again, there's a lot of things, at least me as a voter, like, fuck, somebody who's younger, first and foremost, somebody who's younger. Thank you. Also, somebody who hasn't ran before. Because me personally, I didn't have that it was pandemic and shit. I didn't have the craziest fucking, it's not like the Trump years were so great. Oh my God. Versus, like, I've been working the past 2 years in the Biden economy, and it was just the same as when, life's just been about the same as when it was the previous dude. So I'm like, all right, well, let's see what she's doing. What the fuck's she about? I think honestly, just the newness, or maybe the novelty. I think the novelty in her not being either of them is what really is it. I think everybody, or most people, are tired of option A and option B, no matter what side you sit on. And now you have a third option, option C. I feel like voters like me would jump to option C just because, like, fuck, it's not these two options, you know? Tinfoil hat off. It's just a conspiracy theory, all right? It's just an E theory. Nothing is confirmed. That's why it's a theory. But yeah. Oh my God, I've been yapping for a good grip. Damn, 81 million in 24 hours? That's crazy, bro. I feel like that's not just me thinking this. Like, I guess obviously other people are feeling this way too. Yeah, I guess other people are feeling this way too. Just writing down. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. It's almost 11. I want to go bang out the podcast. But yeah, a little bit more politic heavy. I think we only talk about politics this episode, but like I said, this is important shit, bro. One of them gets shot at, the other one resigns and has COVID and shit. Now there's a new candidate, new person, and this is all within like 100 days or whatever the fuck of the election. So in like 3 months from now, we're supposed to pick one of these two fuckers to run it for the next 4 years. So it's kind of a BFD that now, this late in the end, shit's switching up like this. But fuck, it's making it exciting, I guess. But I appreciate y'all for being here. If you made it this far, comment fucking water, or like a little water drop emoji, if you know, because water's just goated. I love water so much. Oh. But yeah, make sure you go check out the Twitch as well. Twitch.tv/EelSauce. We'll be live tonight, and when this goes live tomorrow, we'll be live tomorrow. So regardless, I'll be live, and I'll see y'all then. Appreciate you.